Hello and welcome to the Pick Last review of Forza Horizon 3, giving you the average gamer's take on the latest in this open world racing series. This one takes us to Australia, so buckle up, try to stay on the left side of the road, and let's go! This one takes a slight twist on the previous versions. Instead of just being another driver in the Horizon Festival, you're the boss, and you get to make the decisions on where the festival sets up and how it expands. But really, it plays exactly the same as before, just with a couple of added twists. Despite being the boss, you take part in all of the races, because really, how much fun would it be if you didn't? But you do get to recruit racers to the festival, which I found to be an interesting addition. Now and then, they'll point out one of your friend's drivatars and tell you to go challenge them to a race. This dynamic works just like the previous versions, and as before, these aren't the only cars you can challenge. If you win the recruitment race, your friend's drivatar will become part of your festival. By participating in races and PR stunts, you earn fans. Earn enough fans, and you can expand the current festival, or set up a new one somewhere else. You'll then have to drive to the new area to complete it. One of the PR stunts is the danger sign, which is an area blocked off for your safety. But you know you're just going to use it to get some fantastic air on a huge jump. Other PR stunts include drift zones and the returning speed traps. The graphics are close to impeccable, with lots of detail on the cars and surroundings, even if sometimes the damage misses on being realistic. You may not notice that though, because some of the views are pretty breathtaking. The game does start you off with a short tutorial, but the controls are fairly easy to pick up on, with one button for gas and another for brake and reverse, as well as another for a handbrake for those drifting opportunities. You should be able to get through most of the game just with these, and obviously using the control stick to steer. But of course I'd be remiss as an average gamer if I didn't mention the fact that the rewind button is included in this version as well. There is no penalty in using it, except for the fact that merely having it turned down in the difficulty settings means less money coming in. And really, sometimes you just need it. XP and discount boards also make their return, and as before, sometimes you'll find them right out in the open. And sometimes you'll have to do a little bit of searching. Another returning feature is the bucket list. This is a series of challenges designed to make you feel like you've lived your driving life to the fullest. You take a predetermined car and try to meet the requirements of the challenge, whether it be to drive to a certain point within a set time, accumulate skill points, or hit a particular speed. Anna is also back.
Hey Arthur, I'm your automated natural navigation assistant. You can call me Anna.
Giving you a GPS friend and making things a little easier while looking for something to do, particularly if you're able to give it voice commands. When you first start out, you'll be able to pick from a small number of avatars for yourself, and pick from a pretty good list of names and nicknames. And just because you pick one gender, it doesn't mean you have to choose a name from that gender's list. If you want a boy named Sue, go for it. You even get to put together your own personalized license plate. Any of these personalizations, by the way, can be changed later. Early on, you get a choice of signing 2 of a limited number of radio stations to be part of the festival, but you can sign more later. There are choices of rock, dance, electronic, hip-hop, and even classical, so hopefully you can find at least one radio station you can listen to. You can switch through the ones you've signed so far with the D-pad. As expected, you'll be driving on pavement, dirt roads, and off-road, and you'll even get to spend some time on the beach. Each of these causes your car to behave as I assume it would in these situations. Just remember that water and sand aren't very good for traction. Earn enough experience to level up, and you get to spin the wheel for money or free cars. If you earn a skill point, whether through actual skill or simply driving like a maniac, you can spend it in the skill shop to gain permanent bonuses or a one-time reward spread out over 3 separate tabs. You can buy new cars at the festival site on the Auto Show tab, at the start of a new festival or expansion, or even at the start of a race. And sometimes they'll give you a free one at the start of a festival. And user-created paint jobs are back. Some of these are very impressive and can make your car look super cool or silly, whatever you're going for. And yes, when your drivatar shows up in your friend's games, it will have your chosen paint job on it. Keep that in mind. And after you buy your car, if you're so inclined, you can tweak several aspects of it to give it a little more power, a little more handling, or anything else you feel like changing. Just be sure to take into account any negatives your changes have in the way your car runs. Much like the last game, every now and then your garage guy clues you in on a hidden classic car that's been left to rust in a barn somewhere. These barn finds will net you cars you can't get anywhere else. Unfortunately, for the making of this video, my garage guy never clued me into one, so I don't have any footage. I think he hates me. Like other Forza games, you have a wide range of difficulty options. You can go with the standard ones or create a custom difficulty that fits your playstyle. They give you plenty of ways to do just that, which I like. Just remember, every individual option that you make more difficult, the more money you earn in your races. And yes, you can take your cars online and pit them against other players from around the world. Just select the online mode you want and it'll connect you, although it may take a few moments. Be sure you're driving the car that you want to use when you choose the online mode, because you may be placed in the middle of a championship and you can't change cars until it's over. In online adventure mode, you'll take part in 4 races, some individual, some team, driving from one event to the next. You get experience and skill credit for every part of it, just like in the single player mode. And when the championship is over, you get an additional bonus depending on how you did overall. After that, everyone votes on what the next championship will be, even if you don't plan to stick around to race it. All in all, this is an excellent game not just for racing fans, but people who wouldn't mind driving around an open world. Whether you're racing, going off-road, catching massive air, or just enjoying the sights, or maybe smashing mailboxes and driving through people's yards just because you feel like it, or showing roundabouts, just what you think of them, you'll find something to enjoy in this game. Happy driving! Thank you for watching my review. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, and while you're at it, click subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. And check out some of my other videos while you're here. See you next time!